What's good, y'all? Yeah, I don't remember the last time I used my voice on this channel. It was probably, let me think. It was the 1K sub special, and that was like 4 years ago, so it's been a little minute. But today's video is a top five video, but it isn't the usual top five videos from a long time ago. If y'all remember, I don't think there's a lot of OGs still watching. My views has been kind of down lately since I've been back, but that's as expected. I was gone for like 2 years. But this top five video is basically gonna be my top five personal favorite videos since I've been back. So whether it's my series or recreation since I've been back. So yeah, let's get into it. So at number 5, I have from the Flash Parallel Universe, my series. I have episode 8 called One Step Ahead. I feel like this was my first it was like my first big fight scene type of thing since I've been back. So it was kind of fun doing a fight scene again. And then this was before I learned how to do animation. So this fight scene was mainly straight like Roblox. So it was kind of difficult to make it, look like really good. So I tried my best, and I feel like it turned out like great in my opinion. There was this one scene where they was running the Flash and Reverse Flash, and I had the camera kind of following them as they're running, and it goes past them. I'm gonna show the clip right now. And then the music, I chose a My Hero Academia soundtrack from when Mirako was fighting Nomus in season 6, and I wanted to use that soundtrack, and I put the soundtrack in first, and then I just made the fight scene just line up with the soundtrack, so it lasted the whole soundtrack. So it's made like the fight scene is just together. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like that song went with the fight scene so well. And yeah, I felt like when I was recording that, it was like that wasn't my intention when I first recorded it. I was just supposed to follow behind them, and then I don't know why I just decided to just get in front of them and then go around them. But it ended up looking good, and then when I look back at it, when I first did it, I was like, dang, I really cooked with that one. And then this is once again before I did animation, so I kind of asked my friend Elixon to animate 2 little punching sequences, and I'm gonna show them right now. And I added the effects on it myself, and it was kind of like my first attempt at animation inside the episodes, and of course it looked off because it was green screen animation, but I still think it fit with it, and I appreciate my dog Elixon doing that for me. And low-key, I just think this episode turned out great. It hinted at the end that Reverse Flash has a duplicate out there, and now they both gotta fight since for episode 9. You know how that goes. So I personally really enjoyed making episode 8 and how it turned out. Oh, and then the fight, I think the training scene in the beginning with Ronnie and the Flash, I really like that, even though it was simple, because I ain't run out of anime yet, so it was really just all Roblox, and I personally enjoyed making that episode and how it turned out, so that's why I put that at 5. Now at 4 is a recreation. I gotta get that to when the Flash saves Team Arrow from Captain Boomerang. That recreation, low key, when I first thought about it, I was just randomly thinking should I try to attempt this? Cause Me 2 years ago, I would have never thought to attempt something like this. But I realized how easy the Flash Infinite Earths made it to pull off this kind of stuff with that green screen room. And I know I just got better with my green screen effects and all that. So I'm like, I'm gonna give this a shot. But the one thing I was more concerned about was the fight between Arrow, Roy, and Captain Boomerang, because it was Arrow and Roy like double teaming Captain Boomerang, and the only game that had that was that had those characters was Earth Prime, and Earth Prime is a good game, don't get me wrong, but the punching, it's just one type of little punch, so I had to make it work, and I felt like I made it work with switching up the different angles, like how the real scene did, and just made it just match well to seem like a really like intense fight. And then what else? That scene where Captain Boomerang throws his boomerang at Diggle's wife. I don't know how I just forgot Lila. Okay, Lila. When he throws the boomerang at Lila, I felt like I did a good job with spinning around that boomerang and then having the arrow come in and break it, and that little effect, that little spark effect, and I felt like I did a good job. Like, that's really like attention to detail for real. And then when Barry came in and caught the boomerangs, I felt like that was I did my big one with that one too. What I did was just I got in the green screen room and just I played as myself. I was at the Flash season 1, and I just moved the camera just around, because when you crop out the background, it will look like he's spinning, like how it did in the actual scene. So when I did that, I loved how it turned out, and I personally, this is probably one of my favorite recreations that I made, like low-key, like ever. I just really liked how it turned out in the end. And for someone, when I first started this, I was like, nah, I can't pull this off. And then to end up pulling it off, not even like 3 days later, I was impressed with myself with this, because this recreation was really like a step up for me in terms of recreations. It really took some time to make and get right. So yeah, that's why that's set number 4. So now let's get to number 3. Alright, now number 3, I gotta get number 3 to the Flash Stops Clyde Martin's Tornado, that recreation. One of the most recent ones I did. That took me a while to make. I'm gonna be honest. That took me some days to make. And just the end result was like amazing. Like top 2. That's like my top 2 recreations quality wise. I feel like my highest one, I feel like that's gonna be number 2. I'll let y'all know that at number 2. But the way all the effects, the tornado running around it just took a lot of green screen effects and a lot of layers, and I was impressed with myself, because this was also a remake because I made this recreation before, way back when I first began, and you already know, I don't know how those recreations are getting those amounts of views as they did, when my recent ones now are so much better quality wise. I just don't get it. But I guess it's just, we was just as recreation creators, bro. We was popping back then. But yeah, the tornado and the having every time it cut to the Flash running around, tornado like a close up, it was just layers. So the first layer was the tornado that I used when Flash was running around, zoomed up close. The second layer was Barry, the Flash. The third layer was the same tornado, just it was just, you could see it was more transparent. And then the last layer was it was this wind effect. I don't know how to describe it, but it just made things look windy. That was the last effect on there. So the fact that just for those one tiny scenes in me, it took all those layers to make. And then even with showing Clyde Martin, that same thing, tornado zoomed in, first layer. And then the lightning trail, the Flash's lightning trail going under and around like it's circling. That was the second layer, and I had to blur that. And then the third layer, it was Clyde Martin. The fourth layer, it was the tornado again, just more transparent. And then the fifth layer, the wind effect. Like, there's so much that went into that. And then I used some animation in this recreation. It was when after he says run, Barry, run, and he goes, and then I knew that I was looking at that recreation. I was looking at the real scene, and I'm not gonna be able to recreate that in Roblox. So I'm like, since now I know how to animate, not really really, but I could do a little scene like that. So I went in Roblox Studio, Moon Animator, and animated that real quick, and it didn't take me that long. Cause I was like, yeah, that's not gonna get done in Roblox. And I already had that in my mind when I first seen it. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna get done in Roblox. So with recreations now, when I do more, I'm just thinking like it's gonna be mainly Roblox. And if there's scenes where it's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this in Roblox, I will use Moon Animator and Roblox Studio to animate that. But yeah, this recreation, I don't know why the views are so low on this one. I really feel like I did my thing with that one. Currently, as of right now, it's been 13 days since I made it, and it only has 59 views. And I'm like, dang, like I'm really falling off for real. But that's not gonna stop me, because I really enjoy making these videos. So yeah, the Flash stops Clyde Martin. That's at my 3. So now let's get to 2. Now number 2, as I said previously, is another recreation, and I feel like this is my best recreation quality wise, in my opinion. I don't know what other people think, but it's the Flash versus Reverse Flash in season 2, episode 11. Now this recreation, I've been recording on my iPad before this recreation, and before my iPad I was recording off my phone, so it's been straight mobile recording, mobile editing. But now I started to use a MacBook to record. I'm still editing on my iPad, so I'm still a mobile editor, but I'm recording off a MacBook, and the quality change is crazy, and that really showed in this recreation. And I really did my big on this. And actually, the reason I even did this recreation, because I was like, I gotta figure out what to do. I want to know what recreation I want to do next. So shout out to Speedy. But I was scrolling through his recreations, like his old recreations, and I'm saying, because I know he did a bunch, and I was just scrolling, and I'm like, oh, I see it. So I went and looked to see how he did it, and I'm like, bro, back then, if Speedy could do that, bro, I can do this, and I can make it look, I can just go off on this. So that's exactly what I did. I feel like the effects, even, I was really about attention to detail in this recreation. Even as simple as Reverse Flash vibrating, and he's blurry, and then his eyes glowing. I made sure his eyes were glowing, and I made sure he was really like blurred. And just I know I used animation in this. I used it twice, I believe. 3 times actually. One where it's a bird's eye view shot of the Flash intercepting Reverse Flash. The second one was him after intercepting, he kind of tackles Reverse Flash, and then when the Flash throws Reverse Flash onto the fence. And in this game, I used two games. I used Infinite Earths to start it, and then to end it, it was Flash Universe. So yeah, and I don't remember how long this took me. I think it took me a bit of time. I don't know if this took me longer than my tornado recreation. I'm not sure. My gut feeling says it did. But that's simply because I was like kind of busy during that time, so I had to do it when I could do it. And I just made sure to take my time with this. And even as simple as the punches, when Barry was on had Reverse Flash on the fence and was just punching him while talking, I made sure every camera angle was on point, every cut to a different scene was on point, just to make it as realistic as possible to the actual scene. And I really feel like I really did my big one. And then just the quality of just recording on a MacBook, and me recording on a MacBook, I get cinematic camera. So that was my first time using cinematic camera. So you know I had to go stupid on it. So cinematic camera, bro. I've been missing that this whole time, but I finally got it because I'm recording off a MacBook. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, this recreation, my favorite part, low key. Wait, I used animation more times. I used it when it was a bird's eye view of them just running by buildings, and then it was a camera shot behind them, and then yeah, I use animation a lot this recreation, actually more than I thought. But yeah, I personally just love this recreation that I made so much, and I actually watch it back a lot because I just love looking back at my work. Like, I just love looking back at my work, just seeing the final result of the hard work I put in to make this stuff happen. So just seeing that is really just like, I just praise myself. Like, I glaze myself. I'd be like, yeah, I did that. I'm like, I did that. I really be glazing myself when I be looking back and watching this. I'm like, dang, like, I really snapped. Well, that's enough about that. Let's get into number one. Now, number one, if y'all have not guessed that already, number one is my season finale. I ain't even gonna lie, my season finale, I felt like I really snapped on my season finale. Animation, Roblox, all of the above. With the animation in this was my first time really like animating, like really like animating a fight scene. I did not ask for no help because I really wanted to do this on my own. Like, I really wanted to just say, like, this season finale is my own work. Like, I really did that on my own. And I felt like for like my first time really like animating, like, I really did a great job. Like, I had two big fight scenes. The first one was all animation. The second one had some Roblox because, you know, I was getting burnt out. This episode took me a month and some change to make. Like, a month to just make one episode, and it's a season finale. I had to go stupid with it. I had to make sure it's like the best video episode ever that I've ever made. So I snapped. I feel like the soundtrack selection in this, I feel like I picked so many good songs. Especially, you know, You Say Run. You gotta love You Say Run. And I did that on my final scene. And in that final scene, I made the Flash use the Rasengan. I definitely made him use the Rasengan, and I know that may seem like a just like a pull, like oh my gosh, out of nowhere, but in my series, like the Speed Force is like a cheat code. I think I replied to somebody's comment saying that, like the Speed Force was like a cheat code. Like you could really do anything, and in this, the Speed Force was literally like handing him power. So he could just do anything with that. And I made it kind of different. I added a little lightning effect. Added lightning effect to it, and changed the color. So it may look like a Rasengan, but it's really like my own personal thing for real. I still haven't came up with what to call it, and I don't know if I'm gonna need to anytime soon. Cause low key about season two, I don't know. But y'all is getting that short film. I am still working on that Kid Flash short film with Savitar as the villain, and I'm gonna get that out as soon as I can. As soon as it's done, I'm gonna drop trailers, promote it. I'm gonna get this short film. I'm gonna get it out to y'all. I'm gonna get it out. Don't worry. But yeah, this episode was so just down to just everything. First, it started off, Ronnie just died. Dang. Ronnie just got packed up. They're grieving. Flash is furious. And then poof, he in the Speed Force. I had to bring back the Speed Force. Because no way the Speed Force was just going to last one episode. Nah, especially after in episode 7, I just made it like, oh, the Speed Force going to be with him. And I referred to that in the episode. And I really like... About my series, one thing I do is call back previous episodes. I really like to make everything really like connect. I just can't get over the fight. Both the fights. I really like Snapped, the first one. Just the effects, the choreography. The animation definitely looked kind of stiff, but that was my first go at it. But I feel like for my first go at it, that was not a bad fight at all whatsoever. And then the final one where he learned how to lightning throw after seeing Reverse Flash do it. It's more of just him improvising. And if y'all do realize, he didn't Reverse Flash was able to just throw the lightning. Like just he had no build up. Cause he's experienced. Like he can do that. Like he could just and he just throws it. But Barry, he just got his powers in that series. I think not even like he hasn't even had it for like 5-6 months. I think it's been. So he's still like relatively new. So he had to build it up and throw it. And I guess that was just impulse for him to do it. Cause he's got this newfound like power. Like the Speed Force is really like just gifted him with anything he could possibly do. But of course, he can't just do that. I made it sure I specifically said in that episode that there will be consequences for them doing that. So, just gotta wait to see what those consequences are. Maybe those consequences was Savitar. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. But yeah, I really think episode 10 was the best video I probably could have made, and it's my personal favorite because I really it was just a masterpiece in my opinion. I can't speak for everyone else. I don't know how everyone else felt about it, but even a little tribute at the end with the Flash and Impossible cover theme or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but I feel like that was a good fit. And it's the wrap up a season because I took so long. I was gone for so long, and then to come back, and I was finally able to finish the season. Even though, based off the views and stuff, everyone who watched it back then, they probably ain't see the ending because I took that long hiatus. But yeah, I'm back now, and I will get that short film out. Y'all do not have to worry. I am working on that short film, It will come out. I don't know how long it's gonna be, like lengthwise. I can't tell y'all a date, but this film will get out because I really wanted to try out this short film style, see how it go, and just give something different. I was actually so glad when I was able to finish episode 10 because I'm like, I can finally start fresh. I can finally do something new. And introducing Kid Flash at the end of that setting, it was just a refresher. Like, oh, I'm finally done. I could do something new. And with this short film, it's basically gonna be setting up Kid Flash coming to the Flash's timeline now. It's basically just gonna show us. It's gonna show y'all the reason on why he went back and said, oh, he needs help. Basically, that's all this short film's gonna do. So I just can't wait for y'all to see that and get that out. My progress with it, I'm probably like almost. I feel like I'm almost halfway. Not quite, but I'm almost halfway done with it. So yeah, I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm gonna get that out to y'all. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in this video. It was a long video. I don't know if y'all stayed or not. Some people just don't got the attention span to stay and watch a whole 20-minute video. I just hope it's interesting enough, to just see kind of behind the scenes my thought process when it comes to making these type of videos, and just to see how I really like do it for real, and kind of get to connect to y'all, because I don't really talk at all. I just make videos. I don't really talk in videos at all. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's a top 5 video, but it was different. And yeah, short film is coming. Don't worry, it will come. I'm not going to disappear. I'm not going to disappear until it's done. So yeah, peace out.